So I decided to make a video about how I get into a lucid dream. I've been watching YouTube videos and stuff on it and all that, and about like other people, how they get into it. I started when I was 12. I watched the film Inception and just tried it once, and I kind of nailed it first time. I didn't know what it was. I had no idea it was a lucid dream. I just thought, oh cool, this is like really vivid daydreaming. So the way, because I've told quite a few people I can do this at will, like I can get into a lucid dream at will. I can do it quite smoothly. How I get into a lucid dream quite fast. I have to be tired. I have to be quite tired. Sometimes not too tired, because you just give up and just want to sleep in there. So I have to be moderately tired, just like I want to lie down and sleep. Just like kind of like a snooze. So the way I get into it quite fast is I got into but binaural beats music, which helps me a lot. I can almost do it in any position. Last night I was sleepy and I was like, put my hands over my laptop and I just put my head down. Very quickly, lucid dream. It happened very fast. I was like, walked down my flat, got in my car, it transformed, and I don't know if I was the car transformer or I was in it and it was transformed and running, or I was driving it. I'm not sure. It was just, it all happens very fast. So I was zooming down the local highway, and that turns into a wharf, and that turns into like I'm driving super fast through the ocean. And then I just whizzed around like the earth and I flew off it and I was in space and I saw the earth. And I was like, I wasn't frightened because I wanted to do it at that time, which I'll get to just after this. So I went above the earth in space, saw the earth, was like cool, and so I kind of tried to go back down to earth, but that happened too fast and I just flew really fast and bam, woke up because it just happened too fast, and like it's kind of like you hit earth while you're back. I think it's actually your mind thinking about, you're in space, you go straight down to earth, and then you kind of, as soon as you hit earth, everything happens really fast, like your mind goes all the way back down this highway, got out of the car, came back in the flat, bang, I'm home. And that's why I think some people trip out sometimes, because they lucid dream about a place that is too real, is too close to where they actually are. And it's very easy to get into a lucid dream doing that, but that's some people get frightened, but that's why I just do it fast. I could walk out of a house and go and do something, but I cannot like go into a lucid dream and then end up at a door in the house or place I'm in, and about to open the door, and then I kind of reverse this and kind of go back and look at my dream body. I can't do that in a lucid dream. I wake up. I can do that in astral projection. For me, astral projection and lucid dreams, I can do both. Astral projection is another thing entirely for me. Basically, I don't do it often, but it's quite fun when you do it, and when you do it once, it's like very satisfying. I have to have something to do. I have to have something I'm going to do. So you're kind of pushing yourself into a dream. You're not like, okay, I'm trying to sleep. It's kind of like that, but it's more like, okay, I'm trying to dream. And then you're pushing your mind into the dream. And the tiredness helps cut out your physical body, because you cannot be aware of your physical body. If you're aware of your physical body, you won't do lucid dream. You'll feel too much. That's why when you're itching in places like that, ignore it. When I was first lucid dreaming, I'm sorry if I go like from one thing to another, it's the way I explain things. When I was first starting out lucid dreaming, I would basically I'd have a lot of itches. I just learnt, you have an itch there, and it's wherever. You start just ignoring all the itches, you just forget about them. That does it very fast. It just trains your mind to ignore your body and focus on what you're trying to do. So so that leads me into going into the dream and doing something. So say you're going to lie down and you have to be in that tired, that sleepy state, and you have to have in mind, say the first thing you're going to do is open a door. What are you going to open the door to? A yellow Lamborghini, grey and yellow Lamborghini Aventador in a garage. You're going to open the door to that. It may happen fast, but if you do that, it will happen, but it'll help you get into the dream. So you might say, okay, I'm going to open the door and see a grey and yellow Lamborghini Gallardo in a garage. It might be a garage, it might be your garage, it might be someone else's garage. Usually it's a garage. Usually your mind wants it to be a garage of a place you like being, because your mind likes it. It's just the way it works. So you think, okay, I'm going to open this door to this Lamborghini. Open it. You open it. You think you're gonna wake up in a dream. In the dream, and you just stand there, open it, and see the car there. No. What usually would happen is you think, okay, I'm gonna open the door. I'm gonna see a Lamborghini there. That's all you really need to know. And maybe hop in it. What will probably happen is you think that, and then all of a sudden, this in slow motion, in the dream, this will happen real fast. You open the door, see the Lamborghini, walk up to it, get in it, turn it on, drive out, and you might even already be on the highway. You've just driven out, and then bam, your dream taking you to the highway, because that's how dreams work. They're weird. And lucid dream is a dream, obviously. You're controlling it, or you're aware. Usually for me, as long as I'm aware, I'm controlling it already. Usually. I just have to put effort into it, and I have to be tired enough. So it is a dream, and it'll change onto the car will end up on the highway. So you're driving along, sweet, you could do that, and then from there, you'll know, if it's lucid, you'll know how vivid everything is. The one reason I don't get scared of, I got a huge fright once of going into a dream, and I lucid dreamed that I was in that same room and was filled up with water, and I was swimming in the water. When I woke up, I tripped out. I was actually looking out a window, and then I tripped out. That was the only scare I've had, but the reason I bring up the scary part is, say you're in this car and you're in your Lambo and you're driving down the highway. When you're doing anything, you look anywhere in a dream, you cannot see your arms. It's just, you can't. If I try to see my arms, I end up looking down. It feels as if I'm standing like that. I'm like that in the dream, and I'm looking down there, and it's as if I went to try and see my arm, if it was like, okay, I'm looking at my arm. It won't happen like that. It'll feel like I'm going like that, looking at something behind me. It doesn't work because my arm is paralyzed. So you don't see them. So because of that, for me, I don't really get scared often unless I fall into an unexpectedly vivid lucid dream. You might have doubts that you're going to do it. You might not expect what is going to happen, how vivid it's going to be, all those factors, once you're in it. One time, I was on the bus coming home from school, and it was about the last year of high school, I think it was, and so I was sitting in the seat, and I was in this position where I could shut my eyes, like I would fall asleep that way, like I could just go down and then come back. This day it was warm as, it was I felt really good. Like the bus was warm, the day was beautiful. It was really warm, and I was sleepy. It was sleepy warm. It was really nice. So I was like, okay. I hadn't done this for a while. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try Lucid Dream. And I knew, okay, we're gonna. I had to remind myself, it's like, okay, it's more reality check. I don't usually need to do reality checks because of how fast my dreams happen, and how I just experience the dreams. So we're going along the road, and we're going towards there's my school, my high school I used to go to, the road, and then there was the big roundabout, and then there was there's a river, and then the bridge over, and there's this is main town, and there's a small hub area, like a shopping centre there, so the bus goes over the bridge and to past the shopping centre. So I just went like this, there was the armrest there, and just got comfy, shut my eyes, alright, I'm gonna Lucid Dream. Try it out, and done it for a while. So it started with, so this is my experience of the most vivid one I had, and I got a massive fright from it, and this basically can sum up everything I've talked about in the video. I shut my eyes, and and because I was trying to shut down my physical body, I was trying to ignore it, I was alert to it first of all, obviously, because you're trying to shut it down. So I felt, hopefully the fucking, just checked if the camera was still recording, didn't fill up the memory card. So, yeah. So I was there, and I was like, okay. So I was sensing my body, and I knew what I felt. I knew where the bus would turn, where there'd be big turns where the bus would speed up once it got to the bridge, because the speed limit got faster there. And then the roundabout after that was very everyone would lean on the bus to the left, going out of town. So I knew all that. I ended up in the Lucid Dream around, because I was feeling all this, I was shutting my body down. I ended up in the Lucid Dream around the time there's a bridge, and then there's the first roundabout where the whole bus feels like that. Long a bit, about 800 meters, no, 500 meters, whatever. And then there's another roundabout there. Between those roundabouts, I think I ended up in the Lucid Dream around there. So what happened was, I ended up in it was pretty much the most vivid lucid dream I've ever been in, but it was a very simple dream. I used to do at my high school, we used to have this thing called electives. Every Thursday afternoon we'd go to them, we'd sign up for an elective. There was a huge page, and we'd say, yep, sports electives, music lessons, crochet, chess, swimming, any sports. There's one self-defense thing. There's heaps of different electives, and one was self-defense. So I was like, cool, and that's the one I chose at that time. So I'd been going to the self-defense elective. When we went there, there was a room where there was a whiteboard, and there was just desks around, and it was a large room, and there was I don't remember too much because I messed the memory up. Probably messed the memory up because I use that memory, because I don't even remember that room. That's probably maybe why I ended up there and used that room for it, because I hardly remembered it, and it was quite plain, so that was helpful to mess with. Anyway, so I was there, and in the dream, I immediately ended up standing behind the row of desks, and there was a chair there. Now, I got a fright because it was so vivid. As soon as I got in, I jumped out, and I was back in the bus. I was like, holy crap, that was really vivid. It was, the most vivid I've been in. So, and then when I was, and I did end up, there was like I did something to the white. I can't remember it very well. I did something to the whiteboard, and then there was like one of those other whiteboard on a trolley, and whatever it's called, when the teacher we can flip it around, and I kind of turned that into something else. I'm not entirely sure. But it was so vivid that I just jumped out. I was probably looked like that. I was probably leaning on the arm, and it's just waking up, and I just jumped out because it was such fright. So that's what I do if it's too vivid. Like I'm so alert. I'm so alert, and I'm alert enough that if it's, this is hard to explain, but if it's very vivid, sometimes I'm like, yes, I can do a lot. But sometimes it's really vivid and I didn't realise how vivid it was going to get, and that's why I get the fright. So back to the main point of the video, that's how I kind of got into it. I was kind of imagining, okay, I'm going to put myself in a plain room, white room, and I ended up there. Somehow my mind probably fetched that from my memory and turned it, because it was that kind of room, that self-defense room that we learnt self-defense in. So yeah, that's my main thing of inducing myself into a lucid dream, is you have to have something to do when you're in it. You have to, well, for me, I have to think, okay, I'm going to do this, and then I just think, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. It's kind of the same way as people say that the reality check method, like, I'm awake, am I dreaming, am I dreaming? It's just it's kind of a shortcut version of doing that. I just go into the dream and think, okay, I'm going to do this in the dream, I'm going to do this in the dream. And it's kind of a way of thinking, because I used to be, the first time I ever did it, I didn't know it was a lucid dream. That's probably why I got the fright. Because when the first time I ever lucid, the first few times I ever lucid dreamed, that one time when I was in the room and it was half filled with water, I woke up and I freaked out because I felt weird, man. I felt like I was freaking out because nothing felt that real. It was quite scary. And I'm not sure why it's never happened like that before. Why it hasn't happened again like that, because it was real freaky. Hang on, check there. Now I know what it is. It's lucid dreaming. Now I can bear with it and kind of understand what my mind is doing. That was freaky. I remember going to the kitchen and probably ignoring something Mum said to me, just getting a drink of water and thinking, oh shoot, like, get back to reality. It was quite scary. This was early on, like, this was when I was 13. I'm now 20. Yeah, I remember that. I think of something I'm going to do, and it may happen very slowly, it may stop and everything's very vivid, it may happen very fast. Usually that all depends on your current emotion. Right now, I go to film school and my mind's whizzing all the time. It's going very fast, and that's probably why in my dream, within seconds, I got into a car, transformed, went down a highway very fast, spun around the earth, and went into space. Probably why it was vivid in that room when I was in the bus. Can't think of it now. Wow. Because it was the warmth of the bus and the warmth of the day, felt so good and it was so vivid. The dream was very vivid. It was very right. It happened very fast. I could explain it. I bounced out of it because I went into it and I got a massive fright. Anyway, that's the main point is, yeah, have something to do once you get into the dream. That helps me all the time. I haven't actually seen anyone on YouTube talk about that, like what you're doing in it. They've always talked about how to get into it. What if you are good at getting into a lucid dream? You've got to have something to do. And that's my way of doing it. I have a plan. Once I get into a dream, I'm going to do this, this, and this. I just have it in the back of my head, a small idea, and I go and do it. Peace.